Welcome to From Center Ice. My name is Courtney and I'm here to talk about the Rockford IceHogs, if I have to. It feels like it was so long ago that I was sitting here and I was all happy because the IceHogs had gotten their first win of the season. They looked good doing it. Cale Morris got his first professional start. There were all sorts of fun and happy things going on in IceHogs land. And then, oh my goodness, Friday afternoon we get the big news that the Blackhawks had sent a bunch of guys back down to Rockford. They sent Wyatt Kalnick back to us. They sent Nicholas Beaudin down. We got Reese Johnson back. He started the season with Chicago, but he was with the IceHogs last year. And goaltender Colin Delia was sent down for a conditioning stint. So he can be with the team for 14 days. Since it's conditioning, he doesn't have to go through waivers. It's a little sneaky, but who cares? So that was all pretty exciting news. On paper, the IceHogs got a lot better. And going into this one, we learned that the Cleveland Monsters were very banged up. They started this game with 10 forwards and 6 defensemen. So they were already down 2 players. All of this was working in the IceHogs' favor, right? Nope. Let's go over the 3 questions I had for tonight's game to talk about how this one went down and hope that I don't lose my sanity. Question number 1. Which goaltender do we see? When I had written this question and when I had recorded that last video, the 2 goaltenders that I figured they would choose from were Matt Tompkins or Cale Morris. Matt Tompkins didn't play so well on Monday. Cale Morris came in the 3rd period in relief. He played very well and he got the start on Tuesday, which earned the IceHogs their first win of the season. I said that my choice would be to go back to Cale Morris, see what he could do in 2 straight games, and then reevaluate after tonight's start, see if he gets the back-to-back starts or go back to Matt Tompkins for Sunday's game. Well, nothing can be easy because the Blackhawks threw a big old wrench in that. They recalled Matt Tompkins to the taxi squad and they sent down Colin Delia, like I said. And while I would have still chosen to go with Cale Morris as the starter for this game since he played extremely well on Tuesday, you had to figure that Colin Delia was going to get this one, whether it was the coaching decisions from the IceHogs coaching staff or if they heard from the guys in Chicago that they wanted Colin to get that start. And that's what we saw. Delia got the start, and it did not go well. Sure, you could say that he was rusty. He hasn't played since the beginning of the season for the Blackhawks. But the same things that have plagued him before were still there tonight. He loses his net a lot. He overcommits to shots. He took a wild adventure behind the net, and the puck popped out in front. There was a Cleveland attacker there. Both him and Cody Franzen went flying. They managed to stop the shot. I don't know that that was very good for my blood pressure, but the puck did not go into the net. And while you could blame a couple of the goals on rustiness, and of course you can't blame every goal on the goaltender, you really wanted to see more from him. I really don't like saying it. It bums me out a lot. I'm a big fan of Colin Delia. Here's a fun fact. The jersey that I wear in every IceHogs video is a Colin Delia jersey. That one is a Henry Jokiharju. That one is a Luke Johnson. Clearly I'm great at picking jerseys to buy. But I do not regret either of those purchases because I loved them both as IceHogs. Anyway, back to Delia. I know that he is a good goaltender. I know that when he finds his groove, he can steal games and look great, but we really haven't seen that from him in a while now. And a lot of people were questioning why he wasn't getting more starts in Chicago, but you can't argue with the fact that Kevin Lankinen has just run away with the starter job. And as a backup, Malcolm Subban has looked very good. So it's hard to mix that up and throw a 3rd guy in there. So they sent him down to Rockford for a conditioning stint. They want to get him playing time, see what he looks like, and they'll probably reevaluate after those 14 days. We all hope that tonight can be blamed on rustiness, and that in his next game he'll look a lot better, maybe grab another win, and look like vintage Colin Delia that we're used to. But tonight was just not good. He was making some questionable decisions. He got beat cleanly a few times. He really didn't look much better than we've seen from Matt Tompkins so far this season. So that'll be interesting to watch as these days progress and he's with us for a few games. He'll get more than just this one. So I guess let's just wait and see what he does in the next and hope this one's chalked up to him just not playing for a while. Question number 2. Do the IceHogs come into this one with more energy and build off of the win? No, they sure did not do that. Starting the game, you look at the lineup, they've got some more talent injected from the guys sent down from Chicago. You hope to see some good things. It's all very exciting. But they come out just looking flat. Once again, they don't start this game on time. And the first goal against is a direct result of that. Delia's goal stick broke just passing the puck to a teammate. It was very weird. But then it was up to the guys in front of him to get a whistle so he could go get another stick from the bench. But they couldn't do that. They couldn't just ice the puck. That's all they would have had to do. Yeah, maybe you don't want the defensive zone face-off, but at least your goaltender would have a stick. But they couldn't do that. They couldn't get him a whistle. They couldn't defend in front of him, and a puck went in while he was without it. That was definitely one that you cannot blame on your goaltender. The team has to help him out there. And it just kept going from there. They were sloppy again on the passing. They were turning the puck over. They really didn't have all that much offensive zone time. That good team that we saw on Tuesday, they must have stayed in Rockford and not went on the road trip, because it looked like they dressed that bad team again that we saw for the first 6 games. So once again, they do not take the positives from the game that they won and build off of them. Use those building blocks. Nope, they went into this one, knocked the whole thing over all over again, and it's just exactly what we've seen time and time again. They don't build off of the good, they just start completely from scratch to start the game. And it wasn't good enough. Cleveland was the better team tonight, and they were severely shorthanded. After they scored that first goal, the guy who scored it got another chance. Colin Delia dove at him, kind of poke-checked, kind of attacked him. He fell into the boards, went back to the room, didn't return to the game. So they were down another forward. And you never like to see an injury. I really hope that Nick Lappin is okay. But with Cleveland down to 9 forwards, still with 6 defenders, that is so short-handed. You would think over the course of the game they would get exhausted. The full-strength IceHogs maybe can take over. I'll say it once again, this is a young team. They should have all of the energy and the conditioning to be able to skate for a full 60 minutes. Their last game was on Tuesday. It's Saturday. There's no excuse for being tired, but they just weren't good. Thankfully, they did get more than 13 shots like we saw in that terrible effort against Grand Rapids. So they were getting some shots at the net, and they did have some good chances. And they did score 3 goals. But outside of that, there sure wasn't anything good to build off of. So once again, this is a game that you ball up, throw in the garbage can, and set it on fire. I'm really getting tired of saying it, but this team does just not look good, and it doesn't look like they're even rookie mistakes. Those are things that you can sometimes easily point out, but then that just comes down to player by player. But the team as a whole is not gelling, they're not working together. I don't know if their communication on the ice is bad or what, and I'm sure injecting all of those new players into the lineup right after they get that first win and finally have something good didn't help, but that was bound to happen. Chicago sent these guys down to get playing time. And while that could be frustrating for us as fans and wanting to see them win and wanting to see them build off of what they did on Tuesday, you gotta know that these guys are coming into the lineup and they should be an upgrade over what we had before. But it just wasn't enough to help out this team tonight. That started in net and went all the way out throughout the lineup. Nobody had a good night. It was a bad effort. They need to forget about it very quickly because they play tomorrow at noon. That is a quick turnaround time, so hopefully, much like Monday going into Tuesday, they are able to put the first game of the back-to-back behind them and come out with a good effort in the second half. Question number 3. Will the IceHogs score on the power play? You know they didn't. They went 0 for 4 on Monday, they went 0 for 1 on Tuesday, they went 0 for 2 tonight. And they gave up 2 power play goals to Cleveland, so that's fun. Outside of that, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this game. Nobody got their first professional goals. Mackenzie Entwistle got his first goal of the season. Mate Halupo got his second goal of the season, and Alec Regula got his second. Wyatt Kalnick had 2 assists in his return, so I guess that was nice to see. But it was an otherwise pretty forgettable game. So let's not dwell on it any longer. Here's my 3 questions for tomorrow's game at noon against the Cleveland Monsters once again. Question 1, will they take advantage of a tired, short-handed Monsters team? So, like I said, they went down to 9 forwards and 6 defensemen in this one. They started with 10 forwards, 1 of them got injured. I don't know if they have any guys waiting in the wings that they could put up, or if they're gonna have to start the game with 9 forwards and 6 defensemen. Or maybe Nick Lappin is healthy enough to come back in and play this game. That would certainly be good. Again, you don't want to see him injured for a long time. I mean, you don't want to see injuries at all. This is a really quick turnaround time for the IceHogs, but imagine having that short of a bench. That's Gotta be exhausting for this Cleveland team. So, can the IceHogs come in and move their feet and take advantage of this? I know that I sure hope so. Question 2, can they stay out of the box? In tonight's game, they took 3 penalties, and all 3 of them seemed to be at terrible times that killed any momentum that they might have gained. And they gave up 2 power play goals. So their penalty kill clearly wasn't on top of its game and didn't look great. So if they want to have success tomorrow and come out of that with their second win of the season and another 2 points, I would highly suggest that they stay out of the box. But can they do that? We shall see. Question 3, does Cale Morris get the start? Of course I wanted him to start in tonight's game, and I'm not just asking this question because of that or because they lost. Of course, with the loss and it being a back-to-back, you would like to see the other goaltender get in. But again, Chicago sent Colin Delia down because they want him to get playing time. So that kind of puts a wrinkle in everything. Do we see Cale Morris get the second of the back-to-back? Especially with it being a very quick turnaround, not even 24 hours after the first game started. Tonight's game started at 6:00 p.m. Tomorrow again is at noon. So do they give Delia a break and give him the rest of the games while he's down here, or most of them at least? Or do they just throw him right back in the net and say good luck? Once again, I will say that my choice would be Cale Morris. He has played very good. He did beat this Monsters team. I'd give it a shot, but clearly I'm not the one making decisions here, and we don't know if the IceHogs coaching staff is making all of the decisions here. So that'll be interesting to see. Those are my 3 questions for tomorrow's game. This one's a little bit shorter. We do have that very quick turnaround time, and tonight's game was just kind of upsetting. So, do you have any questions going into tomorrow's game? Any observations from the season as a whole? I would love to hear them. Please leave them in the comments down below. If you want to hear more from me or from Center Ice, you can subscribe to this channel for some more IceHogs and Blackhawks goodness, or you can head over to FromCenterIce.com where you can keep up with the latest podcast episodes, game recaps for the IceHogs, game previews for the Blackhawks, and some other good stuff. Or you can follow us on social media. All the links to those pages are in the description down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's hope for a better game tomorrow afternoon, and the Blackhawks play again tomorrow night. They also lost tonight, so let's just hope for a better day in general tomorrow, and I will catch you after that game. Bye, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please hit that subscribe button to catch more From Center Ice content. If you could, hit the like button on this video, maybe share it with a friend or 2. And while you're here, check out the podcast playlist and catch up on some old episodes. We will catch y'all next time. Bye!